Hello and welcome to Sports News. I'm Rukma. Let's begin by taking a look at the top sports stories we're tracking at this hour. Reid appointed Indian men's hockey team head coach. Australian handed a term till the end of 2020. Reid was part of the 1992 Barcelona silver medal winning Australian squad. Chennai Super Kings take on Kolkata Knight Riders in battle of table toppers in IPL later today. High voltage clash at Chepauk promises to be an exciting contest as the two teams are equally matched on all fronts. KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal strike fluent half centuries to guide Kings 11 Punjab to a 6-wicket win over Sunrisers Hyderabad. Punjab outfit keeps a home win record intact with third consecutive victory in Mohali this season. And Liverpool welcome Porto to Anfield for first leg of Champions League quarter-final match tonight. Reds have never lost a European match against Porto in 6 previous encounters. Tottenham Hotspur face Manchester City and then new stadium. Welcome once again, and well, the Indian men's hockey team has got a new coach. Hockey India has named Reid as the new chief coach of the Indian men's hockey team. The 54-year-old will join the team in Bangalore shortly for the ongoing national camp at Sports Authority of India. India had been without a head coach ever since Harindra Singh was sacked after the men's team exited the Hockey World Cup at home in the quarterfinal following a 2-1 loss to the Netherlands. Reid will be in charge of the team during their next international assignment, the tour to Australia in May 2019. Reid has a decorated playing career as a defender of the Australian national team and was part of the silver medal winning team at the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. He was also part of the Australian squad that won back-to-back Champions Trophy titles in 1984, 85 and 89 as well as in 1990. With 130 international caps, Reid took to coaching and was made the head coach in 2014, where he contributed to the Australian squad's reign as world number 1. Under his guidance, they won the World League semi-final in Antwerp and went on to win the World League final in Raipur the same year. In his recent stint, he worked as the assistant coach for the Netherlands team, which won the silver medal at the 2018 Men's World Cup. Moving on to other news, Navneet Kaur struck twice as the Indian women's hockey team overcame a 2-4 setback in the third quarter to level the scores 4-all in their third match against Malaysia in the 5-match series on Monday. Though it was India who established a strong position after taking an early 2-0 lead, the team made too many errors inside the circle while defending that led to conceding back-to-back PCs. Malaysia, on the other hand, PCs as penalty corners, had ensured that these opportunities were converted to goals. After Navjot Kaur scored a goal in the 13th minute and Navneet found the back of the net in the 22nd to give India a good start, Gurdeep Kirandeep of Malaysia scored the team's first goal in the 26th minute to narrow the Malaysian deficit to 1-2. This was Malaysia's first goal of the tournament after losing to India 0-3 and 0-5 in the previous 2 matches. 2 more PCs were converted by Nuramira Zulkifli in the 35th minute and Nuraini Rashid scored again in the 38th minute to take a 4-2 lead in the third quarter. India, however, bounced back in the final quarter with 2 brilliant goals scored by Navneet in the 45th minute and Lalrim Siami in the 54th minute as the visitors settled for a draw. The 4th game in the series will be played on Wednesday. And in the IPL, Chennai Super Kings will take on Kolkata Knight Riders in a battle of informed teams in the Indian Premier League at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai today. While CSK have been at the top of their game at home, KKR are sitting at the top of the points table with 4 wins from 5 games. Although both the teams are equal in points, 8 apiece, KKR have a better net run rate. CSK will go into the match with a lot of confidence as they defended a modest 160 in their last home fixture against Kings 11 Punjab. KKR go into the match after another clinical finish as they thrashed Rajasthan Royals by 8 wickets in a one-sided contest. They first restricted Royals Agarwals to 139 for 3 before chasing down the target in just 14 overs, with Chris Lynn and Sunil Narine giving their team a flying start. KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal struck fluent half-centuries to guide Punjab to a 6-wicket win over Hyderabad in the nail-biting Indian Premier League match on Monday. Opting to bat, Punjab first restricted Hyderabad to 150 for 4 and then rode on Rahul and Agarwal's knocks to chase down the target in 19.5 overs. Rahul's unbeaten on 71 and Agarwal stitched 114 runs off 84 balls for the second wicket to take Punjab close to the target. But Sandeep Sharma picked up 2 wickets in the 18th over to change the complexion of the match. The pressure shifted to Punjab in no time as they needed 11 runs off the last over off Nabi, but Sam Curran and Rahul played sensibly without committing any harakiri to reach home with a ball to spare. Earlier, David Warner struck his 4th 50 of the season before Huda played a cameo in the final over to lift Hyderabad to a challenging 150 for 4. And the Olympic dream came to an end for the Indian women's football team after they drew 3-all with Myanmar in the third and final match of the second qualifying round in Mandalay in Myanmar on Tuesday. Myanmar now head to the next round after topping the Group A table on better goal difference, despite being level on 6 points each along with India. Sandhya gave India the early lead in the 10th minute after converting a cross from Ratan Bala Devi down the right. With Thengi Tun then put Myanmar ahead with a quick brace inside 22 minutes before Sanju Yadav struck in the 32nd minute as the game was locked in at 2-all during half-time. After setting up a goal herself, Devi got her name on the score sheet in the 63rd minute following a fierce shot from close range, leaving no chance for the keeper. However, Tun further added to her tally with a hat-trick in the 72nd minute to draw level for the hosts. And can Liverpool keep up the fight for Champions League glory in the midst of a draining Premier League title battle with City? That is the biggest doubt surrounding Jurgen Klopp's team. Otherwise, heavy favourites going to their tie against Porto. That said, they remain on course to repeat last season's run to the final after beating Bayern Munich in the last round, and the quarter-final draw was kind, pairing Liverpool with a team they hammered 5-0 on aggregate in the last 16 last season. The loss of Andy Robertson to suspension in the first leg is a blow, although Porto 3 points ahead with Benfica, who play on Sunday evening at the top of the Portuguese league, are without the banned Pepe and Hector Herrera. Liverpool have never lost a European match against Porto in 6 previous encounters. Porto have never faced an opponent in the Champions League more often than Liverpool without winning, also failing to win in 4 matches against Zenit St. Petersburg and Juventus. And Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp has said his team's recent late wins show a never-say-die attitude that gives them confidence in their domestic and European campaigns on the eve of the quarter-final clash with Porto. Liverpool knocked out Porto 5-0 on aggregate in the Champions League last season, with all goals coming in the away leg in Portugal. The German said the side will not take anything for granted, saying the side needs to show exactly the right amount of respect, but not a little bit more.
We are fully focused. Look, this club never gave up, and this team never gives up. So that's how it is. It's not about you have to try and try and try and try, and that's what we do in the moment. And using the good situation we are in, but we know how difficult the situation is as well. But it's good. We like it. We like it. We're looking forward to the challenges we are facing in the next couple of weeks. And so tomorrow night, a tough one against Porto. And yeah, hopefully we can use the good shape the boys are in the moment.
And Liverpool defender Virgil van Dijk has said any talk of a domestic and European double is still premature.
We're still in the race, so it's possible, of course. But I think it's still a bit too far to think about it. we have to take it game by game. We know that any points that we drop or any slip up can cost us, and that's the same for them. So yeah, the only thing we can do is just keep going, and it starts tomorrow for us in the Champions League as well.
And Porto coach Sergio Conceição has said that his team were not heading to Anfield to avenge the disastrous 5-0 loss to Liverpool last year that saw them knocked out of the Champions League knockout round of 16. The Reds had drawn their home game at Anfield 0-0, but managed to thrash Porto 5-0 in Portugal, a defeat that has haunted Porto fans looking for an opportunity to help get rid of the Liverpool ghost.
Não, acho que eu já ouvi há bocado vocês.
I've heard you all constantly ask this question on Liverpool and whether it will be a question of revenge. There's no revenge. It's a game of football. All games have a different history to them, some different to others. We have to understand that no single result can change the characteristic of our team. What happened last year was last year, end of story. It was one game and we did not do what we wanted to do, and the opponent was very clinical in what they did in the attacking side of things. It was a game, and what happens, happens. It's nothing to do with revenge. We look at Liverpool as a very strong team. In the stadium, they have only drawn 2 games, and that was their direct rival, City, and then they drew here. So last year, they were Champions League finalists, and we know all about these strengths they have. We know about all these elements, and there's a very big difference related to us. But what we do best is our day-to-day work. Our qualities about what we do every game. The value of teams are not measured on one day.
And Tottenham Hotspur will welcome Manchester City to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium tonight for the first leg of their Champions League quarter-final match. Spurs started life in their new ground with a win over Crystal Palace and will now be looking to secure a first leg advantage ahead of their trip to the Etihad Stadium for the return fixture on April 17th. Tottenham booked their spot in the knockout round of the competition, finishing second to Barcelona in Group B. This is their first appearance in the quarter-finals of the Champions League since 2011, when they lost to Real Madrid. City kept their quadruple hopes alive, recording a 1-0 win over Brighton in the semi-finals of the FA Cup on Saturday. City have won their last 8 in the Premier League, but are incredibly second in the table behind Liverpool, who beat Southampton to return to the summit. The Citizens do have a game in hand though, and will retain the title with 6 wins from their remaining 6 league fixtures. Man City Guardiola has said he expected Tottenham to stick to their attacking instincts as they look to seal a first European victory in their new stadium. Sergio Aguero has returned to full training after he missed the last 2 matches following an injury in the last month's 2-0 Premier League win over Fulham.
Well, I don't know how fresh we are. I never know before the game how fresh will be our legs, especially our minds, and the minds control our legs. But I'm not completely agree about our performance was not acceptable, especially in the Cardiff game when we had 2-0, okay, but we have 26 shoots, 12 on target, and the keeper was incredible. In that true, in semi-finals, the FA Cup, we could be better. We had a little bit problems around build-up, but that's happened. So, but it's not a competition. We know how tough it is. So, all the teams, 8 teams, are in the competition, are contenders to to win this prize, this Champions League. First leg, tough opponent. We know each other quite well, and we're going to make a good game.
Manchester City forward Raheem Sterling has said that he feels players walking off a pitch with their teammates if targeted by racial abuse will only satisfy racist fans, saying he'd rather stay on the pitch and silence them with a goal and a win instead.
My mum has taught me how to love myself and how to love my skin colour and how to be comfortable with my skin colour. I wouldn't personally agree with it because I think at the end of the day, to try and go out and win the game, if it's going on at the moment, I think that will hurt them even more. They're only trying to get you down, and if you do walk off the pitch as a group, that kind of makes them win. So, you know, to either score a goal or win the match, I think that's even a better feeling. That beats them.
And Tottenham Hotspur manager Mauricio Pochettino plans to attack Manchester City from the start of the first leg of their Champions League quarter-final at the London side's gleaming new stadium on Tuesday. And the Argentinian hopes the atmosphere in the long-delayed 60,000-seater arena will make it tough for the team, sitting second in the Premier League behind Liverpool. Argentinian Pochettino rates City manager Pep Guardiola as the best in the world and is well aware of the quality of City's squad, forecasting a tough game.
We want to start tomorrow being tough and aggressive and put high tempo on the game. We'll see if we can deliver that situation. And then we cannot guess. I think it's going to be our second game on our new stadium. First game on Champions League. That is complete different competition than Premier League. Of course, that we hope and wish that atmosphere is going to be amazing and going to be tough for our opponent and can help us to perform us in the way that we want. We know very well that City is doing fantastic. They have unbelievable player, one of the best staff with coaching staff and manager on the world, and of course it's going to be tough. And then we are going to play quarterfinals. We are not going to play a friendly game. And quarterfinals, you know, the big players, the big team always they love to play this type of game, and we need to be sure to match their motivation and their desire.
Cristiano Ronaldo's return to fitness could be vital to Juventus' bid to end their Champions League drought going back 23 years as they head to Ajax on Wednesday with uncertainty over whether their superstar will play or not. Ronaldo has not played for the Serie A leaders, who are just 1 point away from sealing an 8th Italian league title since scoring the sensational hat-trick that saw Juve come back from a 2-0 first leg deficit to knock out Atletico Madrid last month. He was rested in the subsequent 2-0 league defeat at Genoa and then picked up a thigh injury on international duty with Portugal 2 weeks ago. The 5-time Ballon d'Or winner joined his teammates for training on Monday and is expected to travel with the team to the Netherlands. Ronaldo's presence would be a physiological boost, or rather psychological boost, for Juventus, who signed the Champions League goal king for €100 million last summer and agreed to pay him a €31 million annual salary to end their search for the title they last won in 1996. And the UEFA Champions League has featured some of the best goal scorers in history as a premier club competition in Europe and arguably the world. It is a stage that has been graced by countless icons of football, striking sensations such as Raul and Andriy Shevchenko dominated during the 1990s and 2000s, while Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi have taken the art of scoring to a whole new level.
The UEFA Champions League, the ultimate stage in European club football, has witnessed a lot of fantastic talents in its long and illustrious history. Many legendary figures immortalize their names with their incredible exploits in the European tournament. It's such a beautiful experience to see a goal being scored in any football match, but the feeling that comes witnessing the same in Europe's #1 tournament is clearly incomparable. That's why the most prolific goal scorers in the Champions League history will be remembered for a very, very long time. Having said that, let's dive in and quickly take a look at the top 5 all-time goal scorers in the competition. Ruud van Nistelrooy. Dutch legend Ruud van Nistelrooy enjoyed immense success while representing the likes of PSV Eindhoven and Real Madrid, but it was actually during his time as a Manchester United player that he was able to establish himself among the most prolific goal scorers in the history of the UEFA Champions League. While at Old Trafford, Van Nistelrooy finished on top of the goal-scoring chart in the European tournament on 3 different occasions before leaving for Real Madrid in the summer of 2006. By the time he hung up his boots, the striker already had a massive 56 goals to his name in 73 Champions League appearances, which makes him one of the all-time highest goal scorers in the competition. However, despite his incredible goal-scoring exploits in the Champions League, it's quite obvious that the Dutch international never won the trophy in his career, but he will be remembered for a long time for his efforts. Karim Benzema, one of the most underrated superstars in the football world right now, Real Madrid striker Karim Benzema also belongs on this list thanks to his incredible effort in front of the goal in Europe's elite tournament during the past few years. The ex-French international rarely gets the praise that he deserves, but the numbers do not lie. Benzema will go down as one of the most potent goal scorers the Champions League has ever witnessed, courtesy of his amazing goal-scoring exploits in the European tournament. With his fantastic 60 goals in Champions League, the attacker has put himself among the greatest goal scorers in the history of the competition, and considering the fact that he's still active in the tournament, Benzema still has a chance to make that tally even more impressive. Raul Gonzalez. We have witnessed plenty of amazing goal scorers in the UEFA Champions League, but Real Madrid legend Raul Gonzalez belongs in the highest category among the elite finishers who've shown in the European tournament with his decent efforts in front of the goal. The ex-Spanish footballer enjoyed a very prolific career in the Champions League, recording an amazing 71 goals to his name in 142 appearances. He spent some time as the all-time goal scorer of the competition before he was dethroned by Lionel Messi in 2014. Despite that, Raul had a very successful stint in the competition, finishing as a top scorer once and claiming the prestigious trophy 3 times with Real Madrid. Lionel Messi. The man who dethroned Real Madrid legend Raul Gonzalez as the all-time goal scorer of the UEFA Champions League in 2014, Argentine playmaker Lionel Messi is also one of the most prolific goal scorers in the history of the competition. The attacker came into the limelight during Pep Guardiola's time at Barcelona, finishing as the top scorer of the competition in 4 straight years, between 2009 and 2012, and he already has a whopping 108 overall goals to his name in the competition. However, after defeating Raul to climb on top of the rankings, the Argentine has surrendered the lead to his eternal rival Cristiano Ronaldo, but he still has a couple of years at the top of the game to catch up with the Portuguese superstar. Cristiano Ronaldo. An active legend and a phenomenal player, Juventus superstar Cristiano Ronaldo is currently the all-time goal scorer in the history of the UEFA Champions League with an unbelievable 124 goals to his name. Although he started shining in the UEFA Champions League from his time as a Manchester United player, it was during his stint at Real Madrid that he actually inscribed his name in the history books as the most prolific goal scorer the European tournament has ever witnessed. At the Santiago Bernabeu, the Portuguese finished as the top scorer of the tournament for the past 6 consecutive seasons, in addition to claiming the trophy in the last 3 successive years to go with other incredible feats he already has to his name. Even at 34, Ronaldo is not slowing down yet, and he will be keen to add more to his tally in the tournament. Sports Desk, DD News.
And today in sports history, in 1946 on this day, it was the birthday of England's wicket-keeper, Alan Knott. Alan was a master with the gloves, nimble, precise and smooth in everything that he did. Again, on this day in 1995, Sachin Tendulkar cracked his 4th one-day century to give India an 8-wicket victory over Sri Lanka in the Asia Cup match in Sharjah. Today in 2018, Jeetu Rai broke the event record to clinch the men's 10-meter air pistol gold at the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games with a score of 235.1 in the final. And well, that's it in this edition of Sports News. Well, we leave you with the stunning images of surfing. American teenager Caroline Marks became the first woman to earn the same prize money as the men's champion at a World Surf League event. Check out those visuals. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.